Up next at 6, picking up the pieces. See how communities are coming together to bounce back from Monday's deadly tornadoes. Plus, doctors believe a deadly infection from the Middle East has made its way to the United States. The warning you need to hear. And new questions are being raised this morning in that deadly ferry accident in South Korea. What really caused the ship to go under, and were there any warning signs? 16 WAPT News starts now.
The one to watch. This is 16 WAPT News at 6.
And welcome in. It is Sunday, May 4th, 2014. Thanks for waking up with 16 WAPT News. I'm Andrew Kinsey. Good to see you. We'll get to all of those overnight headlines in just a moment. But first, let's go ahead and give you a live look outside. This is courtesy of our Capitol Tower Skycam overlooking downtown Jackson this morning. A beautiful sunrise there. How's the rest of your day shaping up? Let's get straight over to the Weather Center and check in with Adam for weather first.
Well, if you enjoyed Saturday, you're going to enjoy today even more. Temperatures a little bit warmer than yesterday. Check it out right now. Our numbers right now, we're still a little bit chilly this morning in the lower 50s across the area. Even some upper 40s for you folks over there in Forest. But look at Vicksburg and Natchez already approaching 60 degrees. And when the sun comes up, we are going to warm quickly across much of the area. So here's the forecast for today. 87 degrees for the high temperature, almost a little bit hot outside in some areas, so upper 80s will be quite common across much of the area for today. Light south-southwest wind at about 5 miles an hour. Then for tonight, temperatures going back down into the 50s, another clear and comfortable night. How is your work week shaping up, and are there any rain chances in the forecast? We'll talk about it coming up.
Adam, thanks so much. This weekend, storm cleanup efforts continue throughout the state, including right here in the metro. Tomorrow marks 1 week since a violent string of tornadoes tore through the state, taking lives and destroying homes, businesses, and other property. Weather officials now confirm 23 tornadoes passed through a number of counties. Jackson Mayor Tony Yarber says the city is lending support to its neighbors during this difficult time.
I think everyone understands that UMC is a jewel in our city, but not just UMC, but we also have the opportunity to really take advantage of this medical corridor and to be able to connect all of our hospitals and to be able to connect all of our medical opportunities. And so we're going to do that. UMC has proven its worth. They've proven it not only here in the city, but also around the state, and want to continue to encourage them to do that.
You may recall emergency responders transported a number of patients to UMC from other areas hit by the severe weather, including several from Winston Medical Center in Louisville. Over in Brandon, storm debris is piling up in the streets and blocking traffic. City officials tell us they've been contracted out with debris removal firms, but it could take a while to get everything cleaned up due to the large amount of damage. Our crews caught up with the mayor yesterday. He says it could have been much worse.
We had a tornado that came in, entered on the west side of town at Bob Boyd Honda. Actually came all the way through the city limits. This was an unusual storm because it infected 3 municipalities, Richland, Pearl, and Brandon, and tore up about 1,000 acres in Brandon, came through the heart of downtown, old downtown district. And the miracle behind this is it wasn't one fatality or one injury at all reported in Brandon.
Take a look. This is surveillance video from inside and outside Bob Boyd Honda. The high winds and rain descended within seconds and sent glass and twisted metal flying. About a dozen people were inside at the time. They were not injured. That hasn't stopped the annual Brandon Day from taking place this weekend. 16 WAPT's Mike Perchik was there as businesses try to come back.
What may be a carnival for kids,
Winner, chicken dinner. Who's next? I need a winner over here.
a concert for adults, and a competition for pitmasters. Many local businesses are using Brandon Day to help grow.
Well, it's a lot of people around here that like our seasoning, and they've been buying it up pretty good.
We decided to come just to kind of help get our name out there, just to really advertise and just show what the store has to offer.
With the city still recovering from Monday's tornado, there was fear that bad weather could keep people away.
Well, yeah, we were hoping the weather wasn't going to be too bad up here, but it tore up a little bit of stuff, and the people are still coming out, so that's a good thing. And we got a lot of vendors out here today, and that's a good thing, too.
The biggest reward may come down the road as businesses try to build recognition.
If we come here and kind of show what we have to offer, I think we'll definitely help the business out.
In Brandon, Mike Perchik, 16 WAPT News.
Check out this wild video out of D'Iberville from earlier this week. Flooded streets forced people to get creative about how to get around. Residents say streets flood often, so many have a plan in place, which includes hopping on a jet ski.
We're relatively new. We moved in about a year ago, but I mean, it's happened 2 or 3 times since we lived here, so we're getting used to it.
No. No, it's nothing I like, but, you know, it's where I live right now, so I have to deal with it.
The river reportedly rose to about 6 feet above flood stage over only 2 days of rain there in D'Iberville. Some people in Tupelo are saying that warning sirens failed to work before that deadly tornado struck Monday. However, the Lee County Emergency Management Director says a monitoring system showed sirens did in fact sound. That tornado damaged over 200 homes and 16 businesses in Tupelo and Lee County. The city says it's checking sirens across the city to detect any possible mechanical issues. Don't forget to stay with 16 WAPT and WAPT.com for continuing coverage of Monday's tornadoes. And a reminder here, you can always track storms using our interactive radar, and for weather on the go, download the 16 WAPT app or our tornado app. It is 6:06 this Sunday morning. Looking ahead, the man accused of attacking a JPD officer at a Waffle House is set to appear before a judge tomorrow. Investigators say Calvin Wright hit the Jackson police officer with a glass coffee pot back on March 21st. That officer was knocked down but not seriously injured. Some witnesses say Wright was trying to defend himself, but police say he was unruly and yelled at the officer before the attack. A judge ordered Wright to undergo a mental evaluation. We are just a day away from a big fundraiser that's aimed at helping local law enforcement. The 17th annual Take a Tasty Bite Out of Crime is set for tomorrow, May 5th at Highland Village. More than 50 of the Metro's area's finest restaurants will be showcased in this year's event. Proceeds will benefit the Jackson Police Department, Metro One, and other Metro area law enforcement agencies. The party starts at 7 and goes until 10. Well, downtown Jackson held its annual Cinco de Mayo festival yesterday. 16 WAPT's Jennifer Ortega was there and tells us about what the celebration means for the Hispanic community.
The second annual Cinco de Mayo festival kicked off with music, food, and fun.
It's a way to come and celebrate and show our Mexican rich culture with Mississippi, and we also invite other cultures to come with us, so it's a multicultural event now.
We have an interpreter that's here so everybody can understand what's going on. The Hispanic community is being represented in several different ways. They've got dancers coming out.
There is a variety of music: country, rock, blues, jazz, and of course, genuine Mexican Tejano music.
Every time there's something going on with the Latinos, I'm happy to be here.
And some people say what they look forward to the most is trying this authentic Mexican food. What's your favorite part?
The food. It looks delicious, and seeing them prepare it, it looks good. I'm ready to eat.
A vendor we talked to says it's a great way to stay connected. The silver she's selling, brought in from Mexico.
It's wonderful representing your own country, buying product from your country, and having it showcased and everybody to see it.
In Jackson, Jennifer Ortega, 16 WAPT News.
Alcorn State made a big announcement yesterday. Civil rights legend Myrlie Evers will address students at its 143rd commencement. Nearly 600 students will receive their degrees. It will take place next Saturday at 8:30 a.m. at Whitney Complex on the Lorman campus. Belhaven University held commencement exercises Saturday. We caught up with students on their special day at Christ United Methodist Church on Old Canton Road. Senator Thad Cochran was the special guest speaker. More than 1,000 students received their diplomas at Jackson State, where ABC News anchor Byron Pitts gave the commencement speech. The national news anchor is an Emmy Award-winning journalist with more than 20 years' experience. He urged the graduates to use their degrees as an opportunity to change the wider world. A year after taking over at USM, President Dr. Rodney Bennett has officially been inaugurated, becoming the school's first black president. He's the 10th president in the school's history, taking over responsibilities back in February 2013. His first big challenge was leading the school through the recovery of a tornado before he was even officially on the job. A Saint star made his way to the capital city this weekend. Yeah, you see it there. Huge crowds came out to the Children's Museum yesterday to meet running back Pierre Thomas. It was part of Who Dat Day. The event featured physical activities for children and autograph and picture sessions for all fans.
I'm here to be active with these kids, get these kids running, doing little small things like push-ups, sit-ups, running in place. I got a good friend of mine, Coach Mike, who's an instructor, who's showing these kids how to be active. And my foundations is just teaching these kids that, and also teaching the parents, to have this going on in their homes too.
Thomas says he hopes the activity can help tackle childhood obesity. The fun continued into the night with a dinner party at Ruth Chris Steakhouse at the Renaissance in Ridgeland. Local leaders and businessmen gathered to meet with the St. Star, all to help raise money for the Children's Museum, along with Thomas's I Can Foundation. In 6:10, let's swing back over to the Weather Center now, where Adam's standing by with an update on our forecast. And Adam, tell us, did you get your barbecue yesterday?
I did not, Andrew. No, I was a little bit too busy yesterday. But, today we're going to be grilling out for lunch. So maybe I'll be able to get that then. But today, it's going to be a perfect day if you want to grill out for lunch or for dinner. Just like yesterday. If you enjoyed yesterday, you're going to enjoy today even more. Temperatures today in the middle 80s. Even by the noon hour, we'll be touching 84 degrees and 86 by the 3 o'clock hour. So some areas could see upper 80s for high temperatures. Do we continue the summer-like temperatures into next week? We'll talk about it coming up.
New this morning, that deadly South Korean ferry accident is revealing serious safety gaps in the government's monitoring of domestic passenger ships. Documents now show the ship exceeded its cargo limit on about 250 trips before it sank. They believe it may have been more overloaded than ever on its final journey that left some 300 people dead or missing. The case is still under investigation. Also new this morning, 2 firefighters were injured while fighting a string of brush fires in California. Paramedics treated 1 firefighter for heat exhaustion and the others for a possible fractured ankle. The fires were in the Cleveland National Forest near Alpine. That's the largest area, about 16 acres. 3 others were quickly contained. Quite a race yesterday in the 140th Kentucky Derby.
It is California Chrome in front, and from the back of the pack on the outside, Commanding Curve is taking second, but California Chrome shines bright in the Kentucky Derby.
As you can see there, California Chrome pulled off the win. He was the favorite heading into yesterday's race. That victory made Art Sherman the oldest winning Derby trainer at 77 years old. Still ahead, a story you might want to hear before you sit down at the breakfast table this morning. Are those fruits and veggies on your plate clean? Ahead, we'll explain which ones top the list of the dirtiest in the bunch. And see how Facebook and a complete stranger helps to save a life. At 6:12, we're back in 2. You're watching 16 WAPT News.